Is Chicago Cubs star Pete Crow-Armstrong the next face of baseball? Question mark.
Ooh.
That's where we're at. Lazy day, huh? He did hit a grand slam in that game. A go-ahead grand slam in the 7th inning against the lowly Reds. The Cubs have played the Rockies, the White Sox, the Reds, and the Marlins the entire month. They're just pounding bad teams, winning these games, which are essentially beer league softball matches. And PCA is playing extremely well. His MVP price is as low as 8-1 in the market. I see 8, 850, 9-1, 10-1, 12-1. I'm not there. I was on Twitter that day too. That was Saturday. The entire timeline is PCA, MVP. All our guys, all our cubby chubbies are all banging the table for PCA. But the next face of baseball, that's where we're at. Why can't we just have nice things? Why can't it be he's a great player, he's young, promising, big future? No, he has to be the MVP and the face of baseball. I hate it.
Shocking. I'm very surprised that you hate it. Understand your timeline is curated because obviously from Chicago, you follow a lot of Chicago media people. They're going to end up talking about this. Look, the other day when I hear the 12-year-old say, "Did you hear PCA might win MVP?" I'm like, okay, have we gone too far? But if you look at the numbers that win this award, the numbers are justified, man. NL MVP, he's not the favorite, not the second favorite, not the third favorite. He's top 5 with his teammate Kyle Tucker. He now has shorter odds than Kyle Tucker, which is certainly notable. Some spots have him at the same price at 12-1. BetMGM has PCA shorter, 9-1, and then Tucker 12-1. I see as low as plus 750 for PCA. But just go to WAR. Go to F-WAR, Fangraphs WAR. PCA number 1 in the National League. Better than Shohei Ohtani, 3.1. Everything that he brings to the field, that's what stands out. This guy attacks the count early and is a very high batting average at doing that on the first pitch. I don't think it's something that's sustainable. There are a lot of things he's doing with some of his chase rate where I don't think it's going to be sustainable for an entire season, but it's shocking what he's doing for the Cubs. I think the conversation is fair. When you're past the Memorial Day point and you're number 1 in a league in WAR, being top 4, top 5 in the MVP odds is fair. Like, that's how good he's been. And I know you don't like his face, but he's done everything. He's done a lot for this team, and he's showing his value. And there's another guy that the Cubs are probably going to have to pay at some point, and they're going to let walk away, right? It's going to be Kyle Tucker after this year, and in a few years down the road, it's going to be PCA.
Well, you have to pay the next face of baseball, you would think. You just have to.
Is it because it's a face you don't like? Is that the part that bothers you? Or it's a Cub, or you don't like his face?
I don't like the Cubs. Everybody knows that. If he wins the MVP, good for him. I'm in that spot now where I don't want to overreact and say he's the next face of baseball.
No,
it's ridiculous.
Like any show I do, any interview I do, people are going to ask me, should we bet Pete Crow-Armstrong for MVP? And the answer is going to be a resounding no. Like, yes, he's great. Yes, the number's deserved. But that doesn't mean I'm betting on it. And doesn't mean I'm not going to recommend doing that to anybody doing that at this point.
They have been pummeling teams, though. I have their schedule up here. 2 out of 3 against the Marlins, all 3 against the White Sox, 2 out of 3 against the Marlins again. 3 games against the Reds, they won 2, and then beat the Rockies yesterday. But here are some of these scores. They get 5 runs, 13 runs, 7 runs, 6 runs, 7 runs, 14 runs, 13 runs, 11 runs. It's a softball team right now. And we know Justin Steele's out. We know Imanaga, is on the shelf. They are hitting to circumvent the lack of starting pitching. And I pulled up, Baseball Reference. They do that projection where they do like all the playoff teams and what the odds are. And
Mhm.
according to Baseball Reference, the Cubs have a 89% chance to win the division and a 26% chance to win the pennant. That's Baseball Reference playing that out. I don't agree with it, but apparently Baseball Reference is very high on the Cubs, giving them potentially a chance to win 106 games. That's their best projection. The worst Rockies projection, if you were wondering, is 40 and 122.
Whew. Imanaga could return. He's supposed to throw a bullpen today, and maybe we'll get a little bit of a timeline, some idea on him. So certainly not the same situation as Steele, but there is a chance that Imanaga does return. But the Cubs aren't just going to have to add in the rotation. If you're talking big picture stuff, future stuff, we're talking about the bullpen as well. But offensively, yeah, they're fine. They're fine. And it's like, how much do you want to strike right now? Is this the only year you have Tucker? How hard do you want to go? You're a general manager without a contract moving forward. How much are you going to be allowed to do? That's the question. If you are considering any future with that team, that's what you have to consider. What's Ricketts going to allow them to do? Because that's part of the equation. Ownership has to be part of it because that's who you're calling to ask if you can make a specific move come trade deadline. So it's going to be interesting, but you do have to give it up to the guy. This is a season I was not expecting. I would hear his name so much when he was in the minors, people talking about him. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, he's fine. He's going to change the game and his speed. You're seeing the impact. Like there was a time where we thought stolen bases were completely going away and you couldn't make that sort of an impact with your speed, but you see it on a regular basis, certainly with Pete Crow-Armstrong. No, I'm not saying bet him for MVP. I don't see that happening.